Welcome to the honeyed light of Eventide lanterns, a soothing and enchanting sleep story designed to guide you to a restful and peaceful slumber. If you are enjoying this journey into tranquility and wish to experience more calming stories like this, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for future gentle escapes. Before we embark on our exploration of Eventide Forest, we will begin with a calming breathing guidance to help you fully relax and prepare for the serene path ahead. If you prefer to drift directly into the story, you can find the timestamps for each chapter nestled in the description below, like hidden lanterns awaiting your discovery. Take a moment now to settle into a position of complete comfort. Allow your body to sink deeply into your bed, feeling completely supported and at ease. Adjust your blankets or pillows until you are enveloped in a cocoon of cozy contentment. This is your sanctuary, your time to release the day and invite stillness and quietude into your evening. Let the gentle glow of the honeyed lanterns and the soft whispers of Eventide Forest wash over you, guiding you toward a state of profound relaxation. Let us now take a soothing breath together. Gently inhale through your nose, allowing the air to flow in smoothly and effortlessly like a soft breeze through the leaves. Then exhale slowly and gently through your mouth, like a quiet sigh of release. With each breath, feel your body softening, releasing any lingering tension. Imagine a wave of warmth flowing in with each inhale, and with each exhale, washing away any worries or unease. Visualize the golden glow of the honeyed lanterns, the gentle rustling of leaves, and the fragrant air of Eventide Forest. Allow these tranquil images to fill your mind with peace. If your thoughts begin to wander, that is perfectly natural. Simply allow them to drift by, like clouds floating across a peaceful twilight sky, and gently guide your attention back to your breathing, or to the sound of my voice. There is nothing you need to do now except listen and allow the story to carry you into a state of deep rest. Feel the gentle rhythm of the forest, the steady, peaceful pulse of life as it unfolds around you. Let it carry away any anxieties, any concerns, any distractions that may linger. Allow yourself to become one with the harmony of Eventide Forest as you listen to the enchanting whispers of this tranquil realm. Let the gentle magic of the honeyed lanterns envelop you, bringing a deep sense of peace and restful contentment. Now, let us begin our journey into the heart of Eventide Forest, where the honeyed light and gentle whispers await to guide you into a serene and restful sleep. Chapter 1. The First Lantern's Flicker. Elara arrived at the edge of Eventide Forest as the last rays of the setting sun painted the sky in soft hues of lavender and rose. The air was immediately different here, softer somehow, and filled with a delicate sweetness that reminded her of wild honey and the rich scent of damp earth after a gentle rain. She paused at the forest's edge, taking a deep breath, feeling the day's weariness begin to ease from her shoulders with each fragrant inhale. A gentle breeze rustled the leaves of the ancient trees lining the forest border, creating a soft, whispering sound like a hushed welcome. Elara noticed the first lantern then, nestled amongst the gnarled branches of an old oak. It wasn't a harsh, bright light, but a soft, golden glow, like captured sunlight infused with honey. It pulsed with a gentle, rhythmic like walking on a gently sprung mattress. Each step was cushioned, and the quiet absorption of sound by the moss created an even deeper sense of tranquility. She could feel the tension in her legs and feet begin to dissipate with every step on the yielding path. The air grew stiller as she moved further in, the sounds of the world outside the forest fading into a distant murmur. The sweet, honeyed scent intensified, mingling with the earthy aroma of the damp forest floor and the subtle fragrance of unseen wildflowers. It was a comforting, grounding aroma, wrapping around her like a gentle embrace. More lanterns began to appear as she walked, spaced along the winding path like gentle guides. Each one emitted the same soft, golden light, casting dancing shadows amongst the trees, but shadows that felt playful and friendly rather than ominous. The light seemed to breathe, expanding and contracting with a slow, calming rhythm, like a gentle heartbeat in the heart of the forest. She reached out and gently touched the glass of a lantern as she passed. It was warm to the touch, radiating a comforting heat that seeped into her fingertips and spread through her hand. It was a pleasant, reassuring warmth, like holding a mug of warm tea on a cool evening. She felt a sense of gentle welcome from the lantern, as if the light itself was offering a silent greeting. As dusk deepened into twilight, the forest around her seemed to soften and relax. The trees stood tall and still, their branches interlacing overhead to form a canopy that filtered the remaining daylight and intensified the gentle glow of the lanterns. A sense of quiet expectation filled the air, a feeling that something peaceful and comforting was about to unfold. Elara paused again, closing her eyes and taking another deep breath of the honeyed air. She could feel the forest embracing her, a silent, gentle welcome that eased the worries and weariness she had carried for so long. With a sense of quiet anticipation, she continued to follow the path, guided by the soft, golden flicker of the first lantern and the promise of peace that lay deeper within Eventide Forest. Chapter 2. Following the honeyed trail. The path wound gently deeper into Eventide Forest, each twist and turn revealing new vistas of soft, lantern-lit tranquility. Elara continued to walk, her footsteps making no sound on the mossy path, feeling as though she were floating rather than walking. The gentle rhythm of her movement, combined with the hushed stillness of the forest, created a hypnotic sense of calm. The sounds of the outside world were now completely gone, replaced by the subtle symphony of the forest at twilight. She could hear the soft rustling of leaves in the gentle breeze, a sound like whispered secrets carried on the wind. Further off, she could just discern the murmur of the stream, a constant, soothing melody that ran like a silver thread through the forest's quietude. The lanterns continued to appear at intervals, each one a beacon of gentle light guiding her onward. They seemed to be placed just where they were needed, illuminating the path ahead and casting a warm glow on the surrounding trees and foliage. It was as if the forest itself was thoughtfully lighting her way, ensuring she never felt lost or uncertain. Elara paused to examine a cluster of wildflowers growing beside the path, their petals a soft, luminous white in the lantern light. They emitted a delicate, sweet fragrance that mingled with velvety softness beneath her fingertip, a small moment of tactile delight. As she walked, she noticed fireflies beginning to emerge from the undergrowth, their tiny lights blinking on and off like miniature lanterns mirroring those above. They danced and twirled in the air, their bioluminescent glow adding another layer of gentle light to the forest's twilight ambience. Watching their playful dance brought a soft smile to Elara's face. She came to a small wooden bridge, arching over a murmuring stream. The water flowed gently beneath, its surface reflecting the soft glow of the lanterns and the twinkling lights of the fireflies. She paused on the bridge, listening to the gentle gurgling of the water as it flowed over smooth stones, a sound that was deeply calming and meditative. Leaning against the wooden railing of the bridge, Elara closed her eyes and simply listened. The sounds of the forest enveloped her. The rustling leaves, the murmuring stream, the distant hoot of an owl, soft and low. It was a symphony of tranquility, a natural lullaby that soothed her mind and eased any remaining tension from her body. She felt a sense of deep connection to the peaceful heart of the forest. Opening her eyes again, Elara felt refreshed and renewed. The gentle walk, the soft light, the calming sounds, and the sweet fragrances had combined to create a profound sense of peace within her. With a renewed sense of calm and gentle anticipation, she continued to follow the honeyed trail deeper into the welcoming embrace of Eventide Forest, trusting that it was leading her to a place of true and lasting rest. Chapter 3: The Glade of Whispering Willows. The path gradually widened, leading Elara out of the denser trees and into a tranquil glade bathed in a particularly soft and luminous light. As she stepped into the glade, she felt a shift in the atmosphere, an even deeper sense of peace and stillness settling around her like a gentle cloak. It was a place of profound serenity, a sanctuary of quietude in the heart of the forest. In the centre of the glade stood a circle of weeping willow trees, their long, graceful branches reaching down to the ground like curtains of green lace. Lanterns hung from their branches like luminous fruit, their golden glow reflecting in the still surface of a clear pond nestled within the circle of trees. The scene was breathtakingly peaceful, a picture of perfect tranquility. Elara approached the pond slowly, drawn by its serene beauty. The water was so clear that it mirrored the sky above and the surrounding willow trees with perfect clarity. The lanterns reflected in the water seemed to double in number, creating an even more magical and luminous effect. It was like gazing into another world, a world of pure peace and reflection. She sat down at the edge of the pond on a mossy bank softened by fallen willow leaves. The ground felt cool and yielding beneath her, and the air was still and fragrant with the scent of damp earth and willow leaves. The gentle murmur of the nearby stream seemed quieter here, almost muted by the profound stillness of the glade. As she sat, she noticed fireflies dancing above the surface of the pond in greater numbers than she had seen before. Their tiny lights flickered and danced, creating patterns of light and shadow on the water's surface, mirroring the lanterns in the trees above. It was a mesmerizing display, a silent ballet of light and tranquility. possess a gentle presence. Their leaves, swaying softly in the barely perceptible breeze, rustled with a quiet, whispering sound. It wasn't just the sound of wind through leaves, but something more. Something like hushed voices sharing gentle secrets. Elara listened intently, feeling a sense of calm wisdom emanating from the ancient trees. She closed her eyes again, focusing on the whispering sound of the willow leaves. It was a soothing, rhythmic sound, like a gentle lullaby. She imagined the trees were whispering words of comfort and encouragement, telling her to let go of her worries, to accept herself, to simply be at peace in this tranquil place. The whispers seemed to seep into her mind, calming her thoughts and easing any lingering anxieties. Opening her eyes once more, Elara felt profoundly relaxed and centered. The glade of whispering willows had worked its gentle magic, enveloping her in its serene atmosphere and whispering away her weariness. She felt a deep sense of gratitude for this peaceful haven, a feeling that she had finally found a place where she could truly rest and reconnect with her inner self. She knew she would spend some time here, soaking in the tranquility and letting the honeyed light and gentle whispers restore her spirit completely. Chapter 4. The Lantern Keeper's Cottage. As Elara lingered in the glade of whispering willows, a particularly bright lantern caught her eye, hanging from a willow branch near the edge of the glade. It seemed to pulse with a warmer, more inviting glow than the others, as if beckoning her in a specific direction. Intrigued, she rose and followed the path that led away from the glade, guided by this especially luminous lantern. The path wound gently through the trees again, but this time it felt different, leading towards a destination rather than simply meandering through the forest. The air grew slightly warmer, and a new scent began to mingle with the honeyed fragrance, the comforting aroma of baking bread and sweet herbs. It was a homely, welcoming scent that hinted at warmth and hospitality. Soon, through the trees, Elara saw a soft, inviting light ahead, brighter than the lanterns she had been following. As she drew closer, the trees parted to reveal a cozy cottage nestled amongst flowering vines, bathed in a warm, golden glow. Smoke curled gently from its chimney, carrying the delicious aroma of baking bread more strongly now. It was a picture of idyllic comfort and tranquility. As she approached the cottage, the door opened and a woman emerged, her face kind and welcoming, illuminated by the soft light spilling from within. She had warm, gentle eyes and a peaceful smile that radiated genuine hospitality. This was Linnea, the lantern keeper, and she had clearly been expecting Elara. "Welcome, dear traveller," Linnea said, her voice soft and melodic, like the murmur of the stream. "I have been waiting for you. Come in and warm yourself by the fire. You must be weary from your journey." She gestured invitingly towards the open doorway, her smile radiating warmth and reassurance. Elara stepped inside the cottage, feeling an immediate sense of cozy comfort envelop her. The room was small and simply furnished, but filled with warmth and charm. A fire crackled gently in the hearth, casting dancing shadows on the walls and filling the air with a pleasant, crackling sound. The scent of baking bread was even stronger here, mingled with the fragrance of sweet herbs hanging from the rafters. Linnea led Elara to a comfortable armchair by the fire and offered her a steaming mug. "This is a blend of forest herbs," she explained, "to soothe your spirit and warm you from the inside out." The tea was fragrant and delicious, with a subtle sweetness and a calming aroma that filled Elara with a sense of peace and well-being. As Elara sipped her tea, Linnea offered her a slice of freshly baked bread, still warm from the oven. It was soft and fragrant, with a hint of honey and herbs, and tasted incredibly comforting. Sharing this simple meal by the warm fire in the cozy cottage, Elara felt a deep sense of contentment and gratitude. Linnea began to share stories of the forest, of the honeyed lanterns and their gentle magic, of the whispering willows and their calming wisdom, and of the many travellers who had found solace and rest in Eventide Forest over the years. Her voice was soothing and gentle, her stories filled with wonder and peace. As Elara listened, she felt her weariness melt away completely, replaced by a profound sense of relaxation and quiet joy. She knew she had found not just a place to rest, but a true haven, a sanctuary of honeyed light and gentle kindness in the heart of Eventide Forest. Chapter 5. A Haven of Honeyed Light. After sharing stories and warmth by the fire, Linnea showed Elara to a small, cozy room prepared for her. A honeyed lantern hung softly, glowing beside the bed, casting a gentle, golden light that filled the room with tranquility. The bed itself was piled high with soft quilts and pillows, promising a night of deep and restful sleep. The air was fragrant with the scent of jasmine blossoms placed in a small vase by the window, their sweet perfume adding another layer of soothing comfort. Elara changed into a soft nightgown that Linnea had offered, feeling the gentle fabric against her skin. The room was quiet and peaceful, filled only with the soft glow of the lantern and the gentle crackling of the fire from downstairs. She climbed into bed, sinking into the softness of the pillows and quilts, feeling completely supported and at ease. As she lay in bed, she listened to the sounds of the forest outside, the gentle rustling of leaves, the distant murmur of the stream, the soft hoot of an owl. They were all gentle, soothing sounds, a natural lullaby that lulled her into a state of deep relaxation. The honeyed light from the lantern bathed the room in a warm, comforting glow, easing any lingering tension from her mind and body. She closed her eyes, focusing on her breathing, inhaling deeply and exhaling slowly, feeling her body become heavier and more relaxed with each breath. The scent of jasmine blossoms filled her senses, adding to the sense of peace and tranquility. She imagined the honeyed light enveloping her, washing away any remaining worries or stresses, leaving her feeling completely calm and serene. Sleep came easily and peacefully. Elara drifted into a deep, dreamless slumber, undisturbed by any anxieties or restless thoughts. She slept soundly through the night, enveloped in the warmth of the quilts, the softness of the pillows, and the gentle glow of the honeyed lantern. It was the most restful and peaceful sleep she had experienced in a very long time. She awoke slowly and gently to the sound of birdsong filtering through the window. The room was filled with a soft, diffused light, the dawn just breaking outside. The honeyed lantern beside the bed was now dimmed, its glow softened to a gentle ember. She stretched languidly, feeling completely refreshed and renewed. Stepping out of bed, she went to the window and looked out at Eventide Forest, bathed in the soft light of dawn. The lanterns were still glowing softly amongst the trees, but their light was now gentler, blending seamlessly with the emerging daylight. The forest looked peaceful and serene, bathed in a golden hue. As she stepped outside the cottage, Linnea was already there, tending to a small garden filled with herbs and flowers. The air was fresh and clean, filled with the scent of blooming jasmine and damp earth. Linnea smiled warmly at her, offering her a cup of freshly brewed herbal tea. "Good morning, dear Elara," she said gently. "Did you sleep well?" "Wonderfully," Elara replied, smiling back. "Thank you. This place, it's truly a haven." She looked around at the peaceful forest, the cosy cottage, the gentle light of dawn, and knew she had found the place she had been searching for, a place of honeyed light and lasting peace, where she could finally rest and renew her spirit. She knew, with a deep sense of certainty, that she would stay here in Eventide Forest and make this haven